What's good, YouTube? It's Tech Talk, and we back with another video. So I figured I should get into the showdown, the Beats Studio Buds versus the AirPods Pro. I've been seeing a lot of comparisons about these headphones on YouTube, so I figured I would make this video and address my opinion on how I feel, how they match up with each other. So one thing I will say is these headphones are very close when it comes to what they're capable of doing with noise cancellation, transparency, the layout of how they interact with the phones. A lot of the features are very similar. So I can see where the comparisons are coming from. So by the end of this video, I want you guys to have a clear understanding of which headphone you should get. So if you're somebody who's in the market for a new pair of true wireless headphones and you're like, all right, the Beats Studio Buds just came out, they're $149. I've been hearing a lot about the AirPods Pro and they're $249. Which one should I go for? By the end of this video, you're going to know which one you should get. So stay tuned. All right, so I know a lot of people probably thought the first thing I was going to talk about is the sound. But before we could even get into the sound, we need to get into the fit of the headphones. Because if you get a pair of headphones and they don't fit properly, it doesn't matter what they sound like. So I want to measure both of these up on like how they feel and their form factor and how they fit in your ear. So the Beats Studio Buds, they're very comfortable, at least for my ear. So fit is going to be subjective to your ear and your ear shape. But I always had a slight problem with the AirPods Pro, not in terms of comfort, but just getting them to stay into my ear until I discovered these new ear tips, which I'll get into later in the video. But the Beats Studio Buds automatically, when I first put them in my ear, it was just a perfect fit. And just the way they're shaped on the side where the Beats logo is, it's so easy to just turn them and put them in your ear. Like I was surprised that they actually fit in my ear comfortably, because anytime I have a pair of like true wireless headphones that don't have a stem or something like that, they never fit in my ear. And I really like Beats, so I was hoping that they were going to fit in my ear, and they really did. So in terms of comfort for me, I would say the Beats Studio Buds are a little bit more comfortable, but not by much. The AirPods Pro are also comfortable as well, but I had to give a slight edge to the Powerbeats Pro just for me. But that's what I'll say in terms of comfort. They're both very comfortable headphones, but the Beats Studio Buds, pardon me, those are the ones that I'm going to go with as the winner in that category. So next, we're going to get into the sound. That's going to be the next important thing. So it's going to depend on what you're doing. Like, what are you listening to? Are you listening to podcasts? Are you listening to YouTube? Are you listening to music? So for me, I listen to a lot of music. So music and sound is very important for me. So this is kind of a tough one for me because they both have two different sound styles. Like they both sound really good, but they both have two different signature sounds. So the Beats, honestly, for music enjoyment, I prefer the Beats more. Like just the way it sounds and like what Apple did with the sound signature for these pair of headphones, I really prefer music more for these headphones. But in terms of like listening to podcasts and things like YouTube and things like that, I would say I would use the AirPods Pro more, but only a slight edge to them just because of the noise cancellation being better and the transparency mode being better. So if I'm listening to something for a longer period of time and I need to click transparency on, and I could hear better because the transparency on the Beats is not really that good. It's not horrible, but it's not that good. So it really depends on what you're listening to and also how important noise cancellation and things like that are to you, which we're going to get into a lot later. But in terms of sound, like if we're talking about just sound in terms of like how music and everything sounds, I'm going to have to say the Beats sound much better to me for my style of what I'm listening to. So if you're listening to hip hop and things like that, I would say that the Beats sound better. Like it's just, I was actually amazed like for how small they are. Like, I mean, the AirPods Pro are small too, but these sound really, really good when you're listening to music. So if you're a music lover, Beats Studio Buds. If you're going to be listening for long periods of time, taking calls and things like that, then I would say go with the AirPods Pro. But if not, you gotta rock out with the Beats Studio Buds. They're really good. Like they sound good, and I personally like the AirPods Pro are my go-to headphones. Like I use these headphones every single day, and I never thought I could find a headphone that could measure up to them. and have the same use. Like I have my Power Beats Pro, which I might use for working out and stuff like that. But the staple of what I use and like my go-to was always the AirPods Pro. So to have a headphone be able to measure up, like these are good. Trust me, like they're really good headphones. So now let's get into a few other features like transparency, noise cancellation, as well as like different features that the AirPods Pro might have over the Beats Studio Buds. We're going to get into that right now, and we're going to talk a little bit more about which one should you go, which way should you go, which one should you get. All right, so let's get into the features and what one has over the other. This might sound like rapid fire. I'm going to be going over a bunch of things really quick. But for one, we have wireless charging with the AirPods Pro. We don't have that with the Beats Studio Buds. Not a huge deal, but it's still something that we don't have. Then in terms of the chip, the W1 chip, we don't have that in the Beats Studio Buds either. So certain things like iCloud pairing, being able to pair seamlessly through all your Apple devices, if that's a big deal for you, you might want to go with AirPods Pro. And even like when I just flip open my AirPods to see the battery life and stuff like that, I can't do that with my Beats Studio Buds. I have to actually open the case and then like slide over to the widget screen, which isn't a big deal, but it's still a little bit annoying. In terms of active noise cancellation and transparency mode, active noise cancellation on both is good. AirPods Pro is better, but not by much. Just a little bit better, but it's not a huge difference. It's not a deal breaker to tell you like you shouldn't buy it because of noise cancellation. If noise cancellation is very important to you though, go with the AirPods Pro. Let's see, what else do we have that is different between the two? So we got the case size. The case size is relatively the same. So in terms of like transporting this, put it in your pocket, your purse, whatever you need to put it in, it's gonna be equally the same for either one. Like the Beats Studio Buds is a little bit bigger, but not by much. So those could go either way. If that's something that's kind of like, oh, I don't really like big cases, they're both about the same size, honestly. So I hope this video helped you guys decide on which one you should pick. I might make a video in the future going a little bit more in detail into it, but this should break the ice for a lot of people who are thinking about buying one or the other. Let me know what you guys think about both in the comments. Let's have a discussion about which one we think is better. If anybody needs help deciding on which one they should get, or if you actually do end up getting them, share your opinion in the comments. I love talking with everybody. Everybody likes to talk in the comments and share their opinions. So you guys already know it's Tech Talk. Stay tuned for more tech videos, all right? I'm out.